Next up in our reviews is going to be Priest, starting with what I think is going to be a really good card in Spirit Lash. Common, 2 mana, lifesteal, deal 1 damage to all minions. A mini Holy Nova early on to deal with super aggressive hunters or pirate warriors. Priest definitely needed a card to deal with those early threats, somewhat similar to Maelstrom Portal, except without the same access to spell power that Shaman has. Combo potential with Northshire Cleric and Acolyte of Pain as well. 7 out of 10. Shadow Ascendant. Common, 2 mana for a 2/2. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +1/+1. My first reaction was that this is a really strong card. Playing this after a Northshire Cleric, Mistress of Mixtures, or even something as cheap as a Firefly can put you way ahead. Add a Cabal Talon Priest on 3, and your opponents will have a hard time keeping up. Priest has few get-ahead cards and relies mostly on catching up in the mid-game and dominating the lates. This is a very strong addition. For that, it gets an 8 out of 10. Acolyte of Agony, common, 3 mana for a 3/3 with lifesteal. Pretty blah. Does nothing special, but isn't inherently awful. Just not something that is going to affect the game one way or another in Constructed. By Constructed, when I talk in these videos, I mean Standard, not Wild. Pretty much the same feeling in Arena. You're better off playing the other Acolyte that costs 3. It is a 2 out of 10. Devour Mind. Rare, 5 mana spell. Copy 3 cards in your opponent's deck and add them to your hand. A super Thought Steal. Obviously good in slow games. Obviously awful in quick ones. Thought Steal doesn't see much play, if any, and a more expensive version of it isn't likely to either. For now, it is a 2 out of 10. Eternal Servitude. Rare, 4 mana. Discover a friendly minion that died this game. Summon it. The summon part is important, as it can bring back Death Rattle minions for your quest. Also can bring back an injured Blade Master you played on 3 and had die with his full stats. Battlecry effects only happen when a minion is summoned from your hand and not by the effect of a card. Not a card you want to play on curve. Best case is that you coin Barnes on 3, get a Ysera or something big, have it die and bring it back with this on turn 4. Pretty much a game ender if that happens. For that reason, it is a 5 out of 10. Shadow Essence. Rare, 6 mana spell. Summon a 5/5 copy of a random minion in your deck. Obviously, you want to have this cheat out some of your more expensive minions. Unfortunately, all of the best big minions for Priest have Battlecry effects that this card won't give you. Feels too random and clunky to make a big impact, and around turn 6 is where Priest wants to start taking control of the game. A random 5/5 that may have no special effect for 6 is not the way to do it. It is a 2 out of 10. Embrace Darkness. Epic, 6 mana spell. Choose an enemy minion. At the start of your turn, gain control of it. A delayed mind control. Best used against your opponent's Death Rattle minions, or for some single target removal of sorts. Tome was really good, and I could see this card being a slightly watered down version. It is a 7 out of 10. Obsidian Statue. Epic, 9 mana for a 4/8. Taunt, Lifesteal, Death Rattle. Destroy a random enemy minion. In most situations, I would rather have a Primordial Drake than this. The lifesteal isn't going to be much of a factor in control games, but the destroying a random enemy minion could be. Doesn't seem to have enough of an effect for a 9-cost card, so it deserves a 3 out of 10. Archbishop Benedictus. Legendary, 7 mana for a 4/6. Battlecry, shuffle a copy of your opponent's deck into your deck. A cool effect. Completely useless, but cool. Turn 8, you don't want to be drawing your opponent's Jade creating cards or low cost aggro cards. Even in control matchups, you could be drawing into only parts of your opponent's combo pieces with nothing to do. A fun card, but not playable in any serious way. It's a 1 out of 10. Shadow Reaper Anduin. Legendary, 8 mana, gain 5 armor. Battlecry, destroy all minions with 5 or more attack. Your hero power is now deal 2 damage. After you play a card, refresh this. The Battlecry effect alone is really strong. A shadow form you can refresh with cheap spells is pretty good as well. Decks with Lyra and a bunch of cheap spells see a good amount of play and will just make those decks better. Definitely has game swinging potential, which Priest wants at late game. For that, it is a 7 out of 10. Priest cards this set seem to be pretty strong. I had 3 of them rated at a 7 and 1 at an 8, which is a lot better than some of the other classes. I think like Hunter, their best card was maybe a 3 or 4, if even that. So a class that I don't really think needed much help is getting a lot of help. So hopefully we won't be seeing too many priests, but if we do, it means the game is slowing down to more control, which then just more aggro decks will pop up. So hopefully this keeps kind of a balance between the two.